This is DJ745 for wordofreggae.com, live and direct in Brixton at the home of Buzwakk Studios. Aside me is Bucky Jo, the founder of the recording label. Welcome to the programme.
Manners and respect every time, blessed love, respect.
You have a nice studio here, you know.
Give thanks and praises, blessed every time, man, give thanks.
So, this studio here, Buzwakk Studios, how many years has it been here for?
Buzwakk has been a part of this building for like 6 years, but the building as a studio has been here for like 8 years.
Right, okay. And over these years, you know, we've been hearing across, you know, reggae circles, a lot of great productions from yourself. Rhythms like the Shanghai Turn Up, the Good People, so many good rhythms to Scotch Bonnet as well. They'll all be made right here. That's
correct, man. That's just like the heartbeat, you know, the groundation of the reggae. We try to keep it alive right here in Buzwakk Studio in Brixton.
And it seems like here as a studio, you seem to be sort of collaborating with a lot of the Jamaican artists, some of the vintage veteran artists, people like Bunny Lai, other names like Jimmy London come to mind as well, people like Junior Cat. So it seems like you have a lot of people passing through this studio.
That's correct, and their artists help build me as an artist and as a producer as well, you know, and as an engineer as well, you know. These same artists is like, I'm more closer to the veteran artists because as I said, I try to keep that groundation of the reggae alive. So more the old school artists then draw to that. And they love that kind of attention. The people, they love it as well, you see me? So we just got to try to deliver the good music.
So tell the viewers now, what came first for you personally? Was it more as an artist, as a DJ, or was the production side of things the first thing that you gravitated towards?
Well, it first started from playing sound. So from then, it's like I was introduced to the studio field where I voice and dub plates. Right. And then I just fell in love with the studio. I was like, I need to be a part of this. This is just me. I just had a vision for it, you know. First time I stepped into the studio, I just had a vision for it. And from there, playing sound, cutting dub plates, I went on to start producing, like making my own rhythms slowly, and then producing artists that was around me. And then from then, I became an artist myself.
So what kind of sounds were you listening to growing up then? Who were you sort of looking up to back in the day?
I was looking up to more, as I say, I was to play sound, so it's mainly predominantly reggae music, dancehall music at the times, you know. Shabba Ranks was like the big artists them times there while I was growing up, you know. Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Buju Banton, you know. But we started listening, playing music from the groundation, from like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, you know, Alton Ellis. We was playing them music first. So that's where it kind of started.
Okay, and before you moved to this present location, you had another studio as well in Brixton, right?
That's correct, yes. We had the same Buzwakk studio, but it was located in Acre Lane, part of Brixton. Right. On Acre Lane. And then we was on, before there, I was with a production called Strength to Strength, where I was signed with them for a few years. And it's also based in Brixton. I was on Cold Harbour Lane.
Okay, so Brixton seems to be like the heartbeat for you as an artist and a person.
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely, yeah, man.
So we're here in 2018. Now, tell the viewers now, what can we look forward to from Buzwakk Productions? Because I know that there's just been, seems like, rhythm after rhythm coming up every few months, and each and every one of them seems to have a really, really tight production to it.
Yeah, because we spend a lot of time on the productions. We definitely spend a lot of hours into our productions to make sure we're giving the audience a good material to go out there, you know, so that they can really feel our vibes, because it's a message we're trying to send out same time. So we don't really want to send out negative message or a message that is not delivered the right way. So we try to put our hours and effort into our music. But we've got a lot of productions coming our way. We got, like, I'm working on my album for myself. That's hopefully coming out this year here. Also, a dancehall EP. I'm working with various artists, you know, working on EPs, albums, Tenor Star, Real African, Jimmy London, Al Campbell. We're going to be doing some work with Al Campbell this year coming up, definitely. Also, we've got young artists around us like Kunta Cash, Queenie the Empress, you know. So much artists we're working with right now. Even JA, UK, all around the world.
One thing that I find is that when I'm listening to some of your rhythm productions and some of your versions of these foundation rhythms, it seems like you kind of add a different edge to them, so it's not like a straight recut. So when I'm thinking of like rhythms like the Great Answer rhythm, the Shanghai Shek rhythm, we know it's still the Shanghai Shek, we still know it's the Answer rhythm, but it kind of has like a more up-to-date flavour to it.
That's what it is. I try to bring it you know, the old school and modernizing. You know, I try to bring the old school and modernize it with the new school. So I always, whenever I hear a rhythm, I say, you know what, I'm going back for that rhythm there. I always think of it my way, because you still have to add a bit of your originality to what is there already, you know, because it's somebody's originality. So when you're putting that out, you have to put something, or it's going to become the same thing. So you have to have a difference to it. So we try to put a bit of our originality into it, whether it be a snare or a bass, we try to change up a little bit.
Yeah, I think you have to, because, you know, when we look at the history of reggae music, you know, reggae music is probably the only genre of music that versions rhythm tracks again and again. So, you know, we can take it right back to people like Cox and Dodd, Duke Reid, Joe Gibbs, and some of the works that they put in the 60s and 70s. We're still hearing that to this day. Why do you think that is?
Because of the dominant of the music being made at that time. It was very dominant. The music is, even now it's dominant. You know, it's got the message, and that message is very strong. That's why everybody runs to the reggae music. All of these music that's being hit over, it comes from the reggae music, because reggae music is predominant, definitely.
Very, very true. And, you know, you touched on a name here, Alton Ellis, the late and great, and you've also done some work with his son, Chris Ellis, a big combination with you and him, that I think had an involvement with Black Dread as well, right?
That's correct. That's Black Jo's production. It was a song called Uh-Oh, soon to be released, and it's going to be released also on my album as well.
Okay, so people that are watching this interview today, they want to know more about Buzwakk and how to access your music. How is it available?
We're available on all download sites, iTunes and all download sites. If you can check it up on the Google, just type in any of Buzwakk production, it'll be there. And also we've got our website, which is www.buzwackrecords.com.
So there you have it, two links to be able to access the big music catalogue from Buzwakk Records. Now, you as an artist now, how did you first start out? So you mentioned that, you know, you were in this sort of like circle of working with producers and things and sound systems, but then when did that first sort of inspiration come for you to actually voice something over a rhythm?
Do you know, say it was like I had a studio in my house, and I never really had access to a lot of artists at the time, because I was only a small studio. So the little artists that I was working around, I was getting kind of frustrated with them, trying to beg them to come and voice all the time. And my teacher, who's real African, he said to me one day, "You can DJ. Have some confidence in yourself, man. Take out the microphone." He gave me the microphone. He told me how to hold the microphone, and he showed me how to DJ. And from there, it was just history. It's now. You see me?
And which other artists did you sort of look up to yourself? I know you mentioned some of the people like Beanie Man, Bounty, Buju. Who else did you really sort of look up to at the time when you were really sort of like going from being behind the scenes and maybe in the producer's chair to an artist?
Well, my main inspirations artist would definitely be Supercat. You know, I just love I love how he DJ, I love his cool writing of MCing, I love his whole image. I used to always say, yeah man, I love that artist, he just got a style about him, you know. Supercat, my artist, you see me?
But then when we listen to you as an artist, you don't really sort of like seem to sort of like follow a trend or try to sound like anybody. It's like you are original to me.
Okay, what I do now, I said to you, I've gone to the old school style and modernize it with the new style. So even though I said to you I keep the grassroots alive, I still try to modernize it with my style. You see me? So I try to find my own sound. Even when you listen to my production, you will hear that Bucky Jo's got his own sound. It doesn't really sound like a Penthouse production or a Jammy's production. I've got my own sound. I kind of search for that. Bless it.
So here at the studio, obviously you're working behind the scenes, and it seems like you have a lot of artists that pass through whenever anyone's coming through into England. It seems like this is the studio that they're coming to. Give the viewers an idea of some of the artists that have passed through in recent weeks here into the studio.
Well, we've had artists like Al Campbell, Richie Spice, Anthony Johnson, Jimmy London, Little Roy, Massacre's been here, Christopher Ellis, Gappy Ranks, Stylo G, Luciana, Everton Blender, the list just goes on and on. It goes on.
And are you doing any production work with some of these artists as well, or is it more to do with like dub plate voicing as well?
No, I'm always trying to do work production wise with artists. I'm an artist, I'm very friendly with every artist, and I try to live good with every artist. So my dream is to work with every artist as possible, you know? and have a production with every artist. So every artist that comes to the studio, whether it's the voice, dub plate, always try to, you know, get a way in that I can get a song from them for the production.
I mean, one thing that's been happening in recent years is that it seems as though things like vinyl seems to have come back in fashion. Now, we know that vinyl has been there from day one as far as reggae music has been concerned. It's like the format that it was originally played on. What do you think of all this resurgence of vinyl that people are talking about? Is there any plans for Buzwakk to go into releasing their productions on vinyl?
Most definitely. We're right in the process right now of developing some new productions that's going to be on vinyl pressed as well. And even some of the old productions, we're going to be pressing them on vinyl, so they'll be available very soon.
And do you see a market for some of the productions to be out on vinyl? Because, you know, I know that when you sort of look at vinyl in terms of reggae, it seems like we've got three sort of markets. We've obviously got America, Europe and Japan, so that seems to be the big sort of like three markets as far as releasing and vinyl records is concerned. Do you see that there's still demand for it?
Most definitely. I think there will be even more demand in the coming years. But I do definitely believe vinyl will come back in very strongly. Definitely.
I mean, one thing that I've noticed is that, you know, it's things like, you know, these like turntables that you can plug into a laptop, and that kind of thing seems to be becoming more in fashion. It's almost like vinyl seems to be sort of like the fashionable or the in thing to do. Do you agree with that, or?
I do agree with it, and I believe it's going to get stronger because I've seen a lot more people feeding into it, and a lot more producers are also, if you can see, they're cutting back vinyl. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So some of the works that you said that you have forthcoming, you mentioned that you have an album that you're working on right now. How many of the tracks have been completed for that?
We've got so much tracks completed, but what it is, it's the right ones to pick from. Okay. So that's where we're at right now still, and we're still recording more tracks as well, but we're just kind of like picking the right ones.
Yeah, because I guess that, you know, nowadays I think when you're putting out an album, you've got to get the right sort of like mix of rhythms and lyrical content as well, because, you know, the world out there is a very big place with the internet, and for your music to stand out, it's got to be the right package.
That's right, most definitely, and that's what we're working on right now, definitely.
Okay. Any other artists that you're working on, or any productions that you can tell the viewers about that we can look forward to in coming months?
Well, we're working on some productions with Claire Angel right now. Also our song Ja Promise, the relic of Johnny Osbourne, is out now on all major download sites, iTunes and all. We've also got the Rubber Dub General, which is also available. We're working on a lot more. We've got some, I've got so much productions working on, and so many artists is working on it. It's just countless sometimes, you know. Sometimes I'm in the studio and I'm like, oh, what's next? What's next, you know? I've got so much. But yeah, we've got a lot of productions, especially for the summer coming. We've got a lot of productions, like some dancehall and stuff as well, and we've got some nice one-drop rhythms coming close.
You just mentioned a name, Claire Angel, one of the Britain's Got Reggae winners, and that update of Johnny Osbourne's Ja Promise, what a sweet track that is. Is there any more versions coming on that rhythm?
Well, we was thinking to, but right now, to the way the song's playing and it's standing alone very good, I think we might just keep it like that at the moment. Yeah. Keep it that way.
Cool. So, a closing message to the viewers of World of Reggae. Anything else that we can look forward to?
You can look forward to good heartbeat reggae music coming from Buzwakk and Bucky Jo all the time. And I want to big up everybody that's supporting the Buzwakk label, and everybody that's if you can just keep supporting us, you know, it's a blessing, because I said it's against the message and it's the heartbeat music we're trying to do. Reverence.
Bucky Jo, we give thanks for your time today. Just give the viewers the names of the website links once again.
www.buzwackrecords.com. You can also check me out on Facebook, Bucky Jo, Twitter, Bucky_Jo, and that's a Joe with J-O, no E, that's J-O. And then you can also catch me on Instagram, I'm there as well. Snapchat, I'm there.
Bucky Jo, we give thanks for your time today. From myself, 745, one love.
Respect and manners every time, blessed love. Keep luck, reverence. So we love the vibes, and we are rocking till the morning light now with sweet reggae music. Proper it up, alright, Bucky Jo representing for World of Reggae, keep it locked right this way. But that thing, play by the king for love is all, la, bring, fresh it.